Hello owners, welcome to week 8 in review. We're going to do things a little differently today since it's Friday and I still haven't gotten this thing done. We're ad-libbing and we got no script today, so here we go. Game of the week, Sheboygan Headbangers and Loose Cannons. Loose Cannons won 84-82. They took advantage of my guy Big Ben on the last drive of the Giants Steelers game, sacked them and intercepted them to give them the winning points in this one, lifted them to that 2-point victory. For the winners, they had 3 in double digits, led by that Giants D with 23. Johnson had 16 and Gonzalez had 13. For the Headbangers, they had 4 in double digits, led by Garrard with 28 points on 283 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Lynch had 15, Brown had 10, and the Eagles defense had 12. That win actually dropped Loose Cannons to number 2 in the power ranking, but they are now in first place in the Quagmire division with that 6-2 record. The Monkeys, good news for the Monkeys. They were the second highest scorer this week with 108 points. Bad news for the Monkeys. They went up against Mr. Bill, who finally won a game and led the league in scoring, 143 points. That 143 gave Mr. Bill back the number 1 points ranking and number 3 in the power ranks. He put 5 people in double digits, led by Westbrook, who came back off of his injury with 38 points. Rivers had 31. Avery had 28. Santana Moss 22, and the Ravens D had 16. For the Monkeys, they put 6 people in the double digits, still couldn't win a game. Kurt Warner 27. Fitzgerald, 13. LT actually had an LT game with 24 points this week. Gates, 15. Goskowski, 11. And the Bucks D, 15. The Monkeys are cursed. They're second highest, and they run into a train wreck. Moving on, the Pilot Lights regained their number 1 power ranking with a 103-63 win over Master Killer. They also remained number 1 with their 6-2 record in the Bryan division. They were led by Drew Brees, who continues to post big numbers, 33 points on 339 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Bolden had 21, Lee Evans 13, and Kading had 12. Master Killer put 3 people into double digits, led by Dominic Rhodes, still filling in for the injured Adai. And Derek Anderson had 15, and Falk had 16. Super Simon wins again. They win 99-67 over Big Daddy. Their win moves them to 4-4. They're at 500. They were led by Steve Smith with 25 points. Clark had 21. Moore had 15, and McNabb had 16. Only 3 reached double digits for Big Daddy. They were led by Jamarcus Russell with 14. And then Moss and Coles each had 12 for their receiving crew. Clash City Rockers fell in a heartbreaker to the Chili Dogs, 84-74. Chili Dogs remain number 1 in the Stewie division with a 5-3 record. The 5-3 record that the Rockers have is only good enough for second in Quagmire. The loss also dropped the Clash City Rockers all the way from number 1 to number 4 in the power rankings. Chili Dogs put 5 people in double digits, led for the first time this season by Peyton Manning, who scored 22 points. Portis had 14, Bo and Slayton each had 12, and Johnson had 11. The Rockers were only able to put 3 people into double digits, led by Roddy White with 25. Jones had 11, and Casey had 11. Jets defense only mustered 6 points against that vaunted Kansas City Chief offense. And my third round reaching pick, Ben Roethlisberger, 5 points on 4 passing interceptions. Way to go, team. Last but not least, Cats with Guns took care of business this week against the Pitons, 76-37. Going into Monday night, the Pitons had a firm grip on a new low score for the season until they got Chris Johnson going on Monday night with 14 points. That moved him so that George's record is still safe for another week. He lost. The Cats with Guns lost their number 1 points. He fell to 4th in points, 5th in the power ranking, and is still number 2 in the Bryan division with that 5-3 record. Cats put 3 people in double digits, led by the Texans defense with 24 points. Brett Favre had 14, and Frank Gore had 15. Like I said, the Johnson was the only player to reach double digits for the Pitons. He had 14 points. So I know it's Friday. It's almost the weekend already. Those are old games. Let's look forward to some upcoming games. We got some big matchups this coming week. The number 1 Stewie Division Chili Dogs take on the number 2 Bryan Division Cats with Guns. And another number 1, number 2 matchup. The Pilot Lights, number 1 in the Bryan Division, take on the Rockers, number 2 in the Quagmire Division. That's 2 tough back-to-back games for the Rockers. Mr. Bill, who finally found his way back to winning ways, number 2 in the Stewie Division, takes on Super Simon, also a team that's red hot right now, and number 3 in the Quagmire Division, looking to move up. And one other big game, we've got Loose Cannons, number 1 in the Quagmire Division versus the Monkeys. Okay, maybe that's not a big game for everybody, but maybe the Monkeys will actually win a game and help me out. Come on, help me out, Monkeys. Okay, one last thing. Pick 'em. In the spirit of Halloween, we've got a special guest star in to do our Pick 'em report. So hang on one second. In the Pick'ems, the Clash City Rockers actually maintain first place, even though their real team sucks. They're 5-1 this week, and they have 30 points now. Number 2, Pilot Lights, 27. Number 3, the Headbangers, 26. And guess what? The Cats with Guns, who couldn't even pick out some good kitty litter, went 6-0 this week. Unfortunately, they still only have 19 right. The Dogs, the Monkeys, and the Big Daddies, they all stink. They had 0, and Big Daddy was 0 for 4th in a row. So hey everybody, happy Halloween! See you later.